Engine oil here.
Harvest Town Engine Oil Black Ale. Viscous, chocolatey, roasty. Brewed and bottled by Harvest and Brewery, Hillsfoot Village, Elva, Scotland.
Scotland. Oi. Nothing to do with the famous meads. We'll use the alligator here, and we'll see what this SOB tastes like. SOB stands for Superb Oriental Beer. Oh, yeah, that's right. Batch number 46. I'm going to do another Red Eye Rye. This will be actually the second one on this recipe, but actually my fifth batch of the same type of beer. This will be going into kegs. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I? So this gets the beta-glucan rest again and the protein rest. And I'm going to do that in the mash tun this time, not on the stove in the kettle. So I got to get the grinding the grains. I got most of those out now for the recipe, so I got to get the scale out and weigh all that up, you know. Everybody knows how that goes, so you got to get busy. I want to get most of this done before the wife gets back from the store, because then I got to make some beef and barley soup. Oh, yeah. All right, back on the Red Eye Rye brew again here to the beta-glucan rest here. I get the all the rye milled up, and I put it in a bag. Then I add the flake rice to it, just like that. Then I attempt to I attempt to tie it into a knot, which is not my strongest abilities here. Was not a Boy Scout, so we'll set her down here, hopefully not losing too much, and we get her into some sort of a knot. Not sure how I should do this. One big knot, I think. It's just, we want our water here in the mash tun to be, forget, 90 degrees. 90 to 105. We'll slosh this around a little bit and be on the other burner. Actually, we're a little cooler than we want to be here. Why not? We'll let that go. Put the cover on it. 30 minutes. We'll start that now, and we'll increase the temperature to 125. That bag's been soaking in there for 25 minutes. Went overboard a little bit. Now I'm going to suck some water out of the strike water here. That's at 135 degrees. And this will be the protein rest. We're going to put a protein rest right in the mash tun here. Checking our temperature here. Actually, we're putting 140 in there because we want our temperature to be right on target at about, I always go about 10 degrees over. And our bag is just about soaked. And I bet our temperature is right where we want to be. In fact, we're going to start checking it. Nice, 125 we're looking for. A little bit low. We'll stop the siphon right there, and we'll check our temperature after we stir it up and see what we got. Don't have to be perfect, but we want to be as close as possible. According to this gauge, we're at 120. We'd like to be a few degrees hotter. So we're going to wait till the water on the strike, the kettle warms up a little bit more, and we'll throw in another maybe half a gallon of water to get it up to the proper temperature here. I just wanted to stick with the same recipe because, man, the wife and I, we love this. It came out so good. Everybody's been raving about this Red Eye Rye we made. So, gotta do what's right. Make it right. Do it right. Get her done. Do it right. Okay, just a little bit more water since the temperature came up. Oh, is that smelling good? Check my gauge again. See what we got. I bet you I'm right on target here. 130, right on the money. 130. All right, we added the rest of our strike water, most of it anyway, into the mash tun. So we're gonna dough in. Let's take it up in the air. We'll stir it later. No, we have to move it more than that. You know what? It's gotta go in a bucket, like I said. In the kettle. That'll work. And we'll dough in. We'll stir it up. We want it up with no dough balls. Dough balls, where you gotta stir it. Oh, it does. It sure does. And I got the rye and the rice in the other bag so we don't get a stuck mash tun. We'll set this back in, do this final temperature. Take that away, my assistant. Oh, I usually use my other gauge. I just added approximately a gallon of boiling water to get this mash back up to temperature. She's on a rise now. Definitely want to be right around 150 at least. There's 150. Bag absorbs. I don't want to screw up the mash tun on the lautering part. 152. We're going to call it right at 152 here. Don't even see the bag down there. There's the bag. All right, 152. Let's cap that. Mash for an hour. I put my work chiller in the Star Sand solution along with my transfer pump there to the wand. Let that sanitize a while. I spray everything down before it goes out into the before the work goes into the fermenter, of course. So we're almost ready to start our loft here. It's been taking a while, but I got everything else ready here. Of course, I got a mess. We just got done making some barley soup. It's just starting to boil now. So in between making beer, we're making soups. Of course, the wife did most of that. She did the cooking, the cutting and that, because I was doing the beer. So we do have a mess to clean up out here, though. I'll get ready to get this boiling shortly. Another 15 minutes, I start the boar loft. And she's looking good. In fact, I'm going to open the mash tun and take, smell-o-vision. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here, it's a little messy, but 7 ounces of homegrown Cascade hops we're going to use this time. Last batch I made was 6, and I got 3, 2, and 2, so we're just going to use them all. It'll be 7 ounces, and it's going to be one Only one introduction of the hops in this batch. Got to watch the soup; it don't boil over here. So we get that set up there with the scissors. You got the star sand out. What can go wrong? How many times I say that, you know? Plenty to go wrong, so we'll get back to you on that part. Right, Rupert? Okay, our 1 hour mash is up. She is up. I'm going to start our boil off. Settle the grain bed there. We got the Red Eye Rye in the boil kettle now, so we're bringing it up to temperature. And we're slow but surely collecting the last of the runnings out of the mash tun here. Hit the hot break. We got 7 ounces of homemade, yeah. How you doing? Homegrown Cascade hops. And when you put them in here in the bag, you got to be careful because it's going to spread out and act like a cover. So what I do normally is I turn the burner way down. And I let these absorb, because she will definitely overflow. There's no question about it. I don't know if you can see in there. Just trying to do that now. Turning it back down. The missus just poured a beer, one of the blueberry bastards, out of the new tap, out of the kegerator. And it looks like it poured nice head. It looks like it's carbonated beautiful after the cold crashing and the forced carbonation. So I'm going to have to go get one of those as soon as I can walk away from this burner here. Best thing to do is just shut her down a little bit, go get a cold beer, and come back and then turn it up once it absorbs. So we'll be back with a cold one. Alright, we didn't even end up putting half the stuff away here. And this is what the draw is going to look like on this new beast of mine. Let's see what happens. A little foamy. This is the blueberry bastard. It's going to take a while to dial this in, I'm sure. I got the pressure set real low. Like I say, I'm in no hurry to fill a glass. I'm going to turn the pressure up a little bit eventually, but seems to pour a real nice head there. Shut there down. So far, we're real happy with this unit. We'll see how it works out for us, but here's my blueberry bastard. Normally, I'd have to wait another 15 days once I bottle it. I can't believe I'm drinking it the next day. The next day. Should be able to set that right in there. Go ahead. Set it in the kettle. Or wait a minute. Wait a minute. Irish moss is in. That's what I'm thinking. Last 15 minutes of the boil here. Hops are out. Irish moss is in. And we'll be putting the wort chiller in. Of course, I'm going to go hook that up now.
You're done with me then?
Thank you very much, my assistant. All right, wort chiller is in. We're chilling down. I had to cover it up with a bag here during that process as it chills down. Got some nice cold water here in the city. Safe Al, US 05 we're using today on this Red Eye Rye. Of course, we'll sanitize that. Just want to make sure I remember to close this valve. In fact, we'll do that now. Let the rest come out of the wand there. And we're chilling down here. I just did it. We're down to 144 already. Like I say, the water here in the city's pretty cold. The lake, yeah, she's dropping fast. So using the spoon hole again. Put it in the spoon hole so the hose don't go snaking all over the place. Turn it on and snake all over the kitchen floor, you know. I got to brew my beer in the kitchen. A lot of people got breweries. I don't. I just use the simple equipment. It's fun. Make some good beer. Of course, I just put the blueberry bastard, those who know what I've been doing, in the kegerator, and we had a sample of it, and my God, is it good. Okay, we're getting a siphon going here from the wort chiller, the boil kettle, out on the fermentation tank. Bucket. Fermentation bucket. And I look for the valve closed. The valve is closed. The valve is closed. So let's let that fill up. And then we'll pitch the yeast. I can shut the wort chiller right off now. Didn't take that long. Actually took about 8 minutes. That's some cold water. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So we let this transfer, and then we're going to pitch the yeast. And get the airlock on there, and we'll be done. And this is the Red Eye Rye again. Oh, I made it multiple times. Multiple times. I just had a different name for it. And it's dang good. We just like it here, so. Drink what you like. Prost, cheers, all that stuff. Prost. Sterilized scissors. Sterilized yeast pack. Sprinkling of the yeast. And the Red Eye Rye. And she'll be going to ferment like crazy. But here's the drawing of the Blueberry Bastard sample. Well, yeah, it's a sample today because seemed to be very well carbonated. Can't see the bubbles in there because it's a little hazy. It's more of a little hazy beer because I got some weed in there. But boy, oh boy, she's good. Prost.